Welcome to Artist Spotlight. The artist that we're talking to today is Bob Smedley. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Terry. Thanks for this opportunity.
So, Bob, you have your art here in the Orange County Atrium, and your work has a lot of texture. Even when it's a painting, it's a texture, but some of it is more dimensional than that. So tell us about how you got into doing this kind of art.
Well, actually there is no paint in anything that you're looking at. It's all paper. So that's what gives the dimension. So it's either combinations of cardstock, tissue paper, magazines, flyers I get in the mail. If it's paper, it can go on the wall. Yeah, a friend of mine.
You never have to like throw away clothes that are all painted because you're just using paper.
Right, yeah. You know, when someone comes in the studio, they say, Bob, the floor is so neat. There's no paint anywhere on the floor. So yeah, it's sometimes the Mod Podge can get all over the place, but the apron is clear. There's no paint on the aprons that I wear. Still, I'd wear that. So yeah, it's just dimensional because of the layers of paper. Some of them are 30 layers of paper.
When did you start doing paper?
Back in 2018, a friend of mine who was supposed to do a piece of artwork for my bathroom, never got around to it, went back to Uruguay and a friend gave him a piece of artwork and it was torn paper. I thought that would be great in the frame I have ready for the piece of artwork. So I did it and I thought, wow, I think I'm onto something. And just from that, I kind of developed all the different techniques I've been using. So there are elements
in the last 5 years?
Since 2018, yeah, 5. Yeah, it's coming up on 5 years, August. So yeah, it kind of took off.
And previous to that, were you an artist?
I've done kind of art all my life to some degree. I did stoneware at Creality Art Studios. I taught macrame jewelry. I had a cake business, so it was designer cakes, edible art. So I've always done something, but this one really kind of took off. And I had Will Benton, the executive director of FAVO. I knew him from my cake business. I asked him to come over to my house. I had a whole bunch of pieces of artwork in the living room. I said, what do you think? He says, I think this is viable. Because he said, yeah, I don't know anyone else doing this type of paperwork in the state. And boom, next thing you know, I was a resident at FAVO, Faith Arts Village of Orlando.
So you do some paper tearing.
Paper tearing.
Do you do cutting?
Cutting, shredding, layering.
Rolling.
Rolls here. So yeah, it's just manipulating paper kind of any way that it's a constant experiment. So right now I'm kind of crunching paper and seeing how that layer works. So it's an ongoing experiment. It's fun to look at my earlier pieces compared to some of my current pieces. So it's an evolution, which is fun.
And many pieces are abstract, but there's also landscape.
Yeah, I started out with birch trees. I did a series of like 38 birches. I love the white birch from the north. And then I don't like to be stuck in one vein, one lane. So I'll venture out in some abstract, but I always go back to my trees. I'm just grounded in that nature part of the artwork. But I like experimenting with different, as you see, it's all, you never know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. Have you delved into portraiture at all? You
know, I have such an admiration for portrait artists. I haven't ventured there. I need to stretch myself and try and experiment with. I have a few ideas. They'll be abstract. They won't be photorealistic, that's for sure.
Right.
But I really admire artists that do portraits. It's amazing the transference of looking at a face and actually making it happen in art. I love that.
Great. And you have a studio at FAVO.
Right, yep.
If people want to see more of your work, they can go there, or do you have a website as well?
Website is under construction, but Instagram, bob.smedley artworks. On Instagram you can see the first Friday and Saturday of every month at FAVO, Studio 143. And we seem to be recovering from COVID. Last month was really quite busy. I mean, my studio was packed a couple of times, so it seems as though people are beginning to feel more comfortable
to get
coming out and enjoying. Plus the weather has been really nice. So yeah, it's a great way to introduce people when they come into the studio. They like it, and then you tell them it's paper, and then they get a different aha.
Right.
To begin looking at. I even had a woman come in that was vision impaired, and I told her she could touch the artwork. So she spent almost 2 hours touching all, so it was a really cool experience.
Nice.
For her to feel the art, because she couldn't really see it.
Well, thank you for letting us have your artwork here for a while to look at as we come and go in this building and as the public comes and goes.
Great, thank you. It's a great opportunity. It's a nice way to be a former county employee now showing artists in the county admin building.
Great. So what did you do previously with the county?
I worked with corrections, and I was a domestic violence probation officer. So it's a totally different world from working with domestic violence perpetrators and survivors to doing art.
Yes.
So it's a new journey.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
If you want to follow him, you can follow him on Instagram. And this has been Artist Spotlight.